if he feels like the matchup isn't good for Steve. And, you know, vice versa. But I think primarily he mostly plays Steve, especially in bigger tournaments.
Yeah.
But no Penguin today. We're going to be seeing Cloud to start game one.
Not yet, at least. And yeah, Cloud is a great choice. I've always been saying more top players need to get a pocket Cloud for this matchup because I feel like it's one of the only like matchups against Steve where you could like argue that it's a winning matchup for that character.
Yeah, haven't all the Steve players been saying like ZSS, Cloud, and like Sonic are like their I say this in air quotes, losing matchups. But I know that Leviathan, again, historically, especially in this region, has done extremely well with Cloud specifically against Steve's.
Yeah. All right, and they run up shield grab. That's how you know a player's playing confident. So Leviathan already locked in this game number one, but the spot dodge back is Syrup is also playing very well.
Good forward air, just send Steve off stage. Look at the back air pressure. It's very Spargo-esque where you're just going to constantly just spam out those back airs because that's your best pressure tool.
Yeah.
Wow.
And like one of the best tools in this matchup is that back air, is the range that Cloud has. One of the few characters in the game that can actually contest with the range of Steve, but it's not mattering right now as Syrup is just continuously getting under the Cloud and just finding an up tilt and getting a little bit of percent.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Leviathan right now. Almost getting lapped in percent, while Syrup actually died there. Still has the gold, still has the diamond, so a bunch of resources to still work with. Tries to go for the up smash, but great air dodge away, so Syrup going to be living a little bit longer.
And one thing about this matchup being good for Cloud is that Syrup has probably played it a lot because of that fact. And he's definitely looked more prepared for this Cloud than Leviathan looks for this Steve.
Let's see what Leviathan's able to do. I mean, more than likely, I'm just going to be talking about game number 2 at this point because Syrup has very much left.
He got one.
He did get one,
he could get 2 if he gets 1.
Well, we'll
that's
see.
What they say.
I better see a finishing touch KO at some point.
Okay, but that's a good start with the limit cross slash, and we're getting a combo here. Catches the jump. I don't know. I
mean, it's a different game, I assume, but
all right.
Look at that diamond coming into play now. So now your kill power is off the charts.
Yeah, for sure. I think that Syrup can find the stock on this edge guard situation, putting up the wall, putting the anvil, but somehow Leviathan gets through.
That was impressive to actually use the climb hazard to get to the very top of the blocks and barely actually get the snap.
Yeah. And I think like when you are at this higher percent, at this much of a deficit, you're trying to get as much information for game 2 as you can. Where it's just like, okay, like I'm kind of down. He got like some really strong openings, a lot of huge X Factor plays. Is there anything I can learn about how this guy likes to play in neutral that I can apply to the next game?
Yeah. Well, he might switch off. I don't think the Cloud's going to work. I mean, he was down 3-1. He did bring it back like kind of. I could see him staying, but I mean, as sharp Leviathan does, definitely could see him switching off to a different character to start.
I mean, yeah, we've seen ZSS in this matchup. We've also seen the Cloud and the Sephiroth, and I'm not surprised to see the ZSS come out. One of the 3 that you mentioned earlier that has a good matchup into Steve.
Yeah, I agree with this. Again, like Zero Suit Samus is also one of Leviathan's like strongest characters. He does bring it out in certain matchups, but typically he doesn't lead it against Steve. I've been seeing a lot of Sephiroth and Cloud, but he does have it in the back if he ever wants to use ESS.
Yeah, and let's see. I feel like this is Leviathan's most played character in the game, so definitely is going to get an advantage based off that fact purely. And also, I don't feel like Syrup plays a ZSS at the level of Leviathan very often.
I don't think anyone in Tri-State really plays Zero Suit Samus to that level, at least in the PR sense. Yeah. But obviously, you know, when you're Syrup, you're traveling all these events, you're gonna get like the best matchup experience you definitely can anywhere. But, you know,
that was a crazy option.
Wow.
He was going to die for it.
Yeah, untechable. Wasn't able to get back at all, so
but
early
imagine
loss.
It hit, though.
That'd be funny.
All right, but Leviathan answering right back, not phased by that stock that Syrup took. Ooh, trying to bait out the roll there, but didn't get the back air timing. Unlucky there from Leviathan.
Yeah, this is a very different game. You know, when you're playing as Cloud in the matchup, you're trying to go like gung-ho, you're trying to go in all the time. But when you're playing ZSS in this matchup, you're just trying to play like that spacing game. You're just trying to play 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit, and then find like that one opening, whereas Cloud, you're just trying to go for it. Oh, you're dead.
Wow.
Oh, no,
you're
never
alive.
mind.
Battlefield does have a bigger blast zones than average, so.
I just thought that the rage in like ZSS's weight would be a kill.
But yeah, the side B is going to come into play there,
Okay.
and Leviathan still has life. Gotta hold on to this stock as much as possible, but it's gonna be hard with those diamond tools coming out for Syrup.
Ooh, up tilt unadvised, but able to get out of it, just barely whiffing with the forward smash.
Oh, huge combo there for Leviathan, getting 55%, basically unanswered on that stock. Only the Elytra hit has come in since Syrup has lost that stock. And forward air sucks, oh my god.
You're dead. Never mind. I
Yeah.
thought he was going to do run up B instead of side B, but I mean,
I don't think you could have, maybe you could have, I'm not sure.
I think you could have, yeah.
It was one of those awkward angles where it was like, just try to get like a guaranteed option.
Yeah, because you don't want to do down B into like the soft spike, because that probably means that you can get back. So it really depends on that. But that's a big miss for Leviathan.
Oh my god, that
Ew.
forward air is gonna it is gonna do it. Wow, and Leviathan is up in this game number 2. I mean, very, very impressive performance from Leviathan on the character switch.
Yeah, it's actually working out a lot better than you expect it to be. He's definitely been getting, like, despite getting untechable in the first stock, he's doing a really good job of just racking up this damage, but not actually putting himself in terrible situations to get KO'd.
All right, but let's see what happens here. 133% on the ZSS.
Ooh.
Syrup's got to find a KO, trying to get the back air, but not giving right now. But the minecart is going to do it, and we're getting the stone tools. That is crucial for Leviathan in this last stock. Doesn't have to deal with Diamond.
Uh-oh. I mean, 70% on the train. Ooh,
Okay, but can
Diamond
you
coming
prevent
into
it
play
is the
now.
question. Going straight in to prevent the Diamond. Is it going to be worth it, though? Getting eating a lot of percent for that. But he gets the Diamond.
Yeah, in order
Crucially.
to really get the Diamond not in play, you basically have to play into Steve's entire game.
Yeah.
So it means you have to go through all the walls, you have to go through all the platforms, but on Battlefield, it's so hard.
Yeah, if you don't have like a projectile like Pharaoh used, like he was constantly using egg to like get around it, it's really, really hard. But Leviathan doing a good job of staying in this game, trying to find the first game win of the set, but Syrup making it so hard. The down B just over the wall? Are you kidding me? The forward air beating out the F smash?
Oh, the Paralyzer down smash just barely not connecting, gets hit by the get up attack. Oh, forward air just barely whiffs.
Barely whiffs, and we're trying to find the back air from Syrup, going to DI it correctly. 91%
Wow.
to 101. Both players are still
Ooh.
so close.
The American air dodge saved Leviathan's life and barely dies from another whiff on the Paralyzer, so he's living another day, but watch out for these aerials.
The roll in on the platform was so nerve-wracking there.
Oh, good position for Sharp.
Oh my god, both players playing so nervously right now. Both of them want to win this game. The back air not giving.
Not many resources. Is Pickaxe gone?
I think Pickaxe is gone. He only has sword right now and axe.
So no aerials actually for...
That's huge.
Well, no forward air, back air. Paralyzer whip, not able to do it.
The crowd popping off, but they are giving a sigh as like, oh no. But Leviathan's still trying to find the stock, still trying to find the back air, and finds it and wins the game. And it is 1-1 between the set, and the crowd is going crazy.
New England is now evened up the game. We saw, 2 3-0s in the first 2 matches we've had in top 16. So finally we get at least a game 4.
Finally, so. we have a game that doesn't go game 3. Let's go. Let's get some claps in chat for that.
Yo, Mushroom Kingdom?
I mean, Leviathan played much better with the ZSS, so I'm assuming it's going to be ZSS throughout this entire set.
Yeah, because more than likely, Leviathan's not going to switch off to a tertiary character if he does lose a game 3 or game 4. I would be shocked if he did.
My question is, if Leviathan wins 2 games in a row, do we see the Ness?
No, I don't think so.
Well,
I think it's Steve.
Yeah,
I don't think you want to... ZSS Nest does not sound fun.
We will find out later, but it'll depend on the outcome of this game between Leviathan and Syrup. Game 3 for the counter pick advantage. Can Leviathan win 2 games in a row with the ZSS? We're about to find out.
An interesting choice for Syrup, actually opting to counterpick into Callus, which actually does give Leviathan more recovery options, especially with the wall, but now you have such a big blast zone. ZSS getting the kills is going to be a little bit harder, especially on the top where Steve doesn't really have that problem.
Yeah, I think the second section of what you were talking about is exactly why Syrup picked this stage, but it'll be interesting to see if it ever comes to bite him in the butt. Going for the down B to catch an air dodge, but somehow didn't connect. Huge amount of percent wrecked by both players there, but the anvil getting Syrup out of a sticky situation.
It almost looked like Smash 4-esque with the constant up airs. The Elytra actually gets hit forcing Leviathan back on the stage. Goes for the grab, forward throw, just trying to get as many materials, starting to rack up a little bit more, and we got that out of shield anvil getting a nasty KO.
Yeah, I think Leviathan was trying to go for a parry on that, and you could see him like whinging in the player cam because he just didn't time it, but answers back early with a only 20% deficit, nothing that Leviathan can't pick up pretty quickly.
Interesting usage of the back throw, just trying to fake out Syrup, maybe just trying to find some sneaky damage in with that Zair, but doesn't really get too much, and Syrup is starting to take a little bit of a lead.
Yeah, starting to take a little bit of a lead, 79%, and it has not been hit in a very long time. But as I say that, Leviathan gets a two-piece combo and continuing to try to keep advantage here, going around the blocks to keep advantage. The down air was so crazy.
Yeah, the down air is always risky because if you do land it at an awkward time, you will get punished. But at that percent, you're not in a big risk, and then you could just force Syrup into a worse position. So that's the risk reward you have to play in this game. Whoa. The untackable on the block walls actually not favoring Leviathan there, actually will be dying to that. So Syrup taking the lead again in this match.
Oh, is that going to be enough? No mash. There was zero mash there from Syrup. If Syrup had any mash, I feel like he would have been able to get out, but nothing giving there for him. And Leviathan keeping the advantage going, 30%, but it's Syrup's turn to get a little bit of percent himself.
I actually don't know if Syrup would have been able to get out in time. You know, being down to stock does give you extra time to work with.
I forget about that.
Yeah, it's the same thing with like Inkling Roller too, so that's gotta keep in mind. But you know, it's always a tough situation because if you do mash, like, are you really gonna get out of it?
Yeah, well, we'll never know, but at the end of the day. But let's see what this game 3 has in store for us. 112%. Falling from a deficit. Is Leviathan getting a forward air? Another back air, keeping the advantage so well. Making it so hard for Syrup to get off the ledge. Is that enough to kill it?
Yes.
Yes, even on Kalos. Wow, and Leviathan wins 2 games in a row on the ZSS.
Yeah, and what Syrup really wanted was to use that extra blast zone height to let you survive, especially in those upward angles. But because of the rage and the position that you were and the damage that Syrup already racked up, that the booster kick was just going to be enough to get the KO. It looked like you could have survived, but you had to be a little bit lower percent to survive with just perfect DI.
Yeah, I think, like, especially on Kalos, I was like, I feel like there's a chance that you live this, but no. Leviathan getting the perfect combo to end that game from a deficit, and we're going back to Kalos. No character switches from either of these players. It is now or nothing for Syrup in the winner's bracket side.
Yeah, I still agree with the stage pick for Syrup. He did lead the game 3 most of the way, getting those anvil kills in the first and second stock, but it's just that Leviathan just locked down, started finding those kills, getting those, I think it was 2 boost kicks kills in this game.
Yeah, which is huge. Like, Leviathan, yeah, getting those boost kick kills is the win condition on this stage, especially so close to the ledge. So let's see if he can continue to find them, or if Syrup is going to take this to a game 5.
And so far, it's pretty even, getting that upward momentum with those shovel up airs.
Oh my god, yeah, and continuing to try to go for edge guards, and I feel like Leviathan does net a lot of percent from it, but there are some situations where Syrup is going to find a edge guard situation. Wow. But another boost kick in the corner, like you said, 2 in the last game, already starting off with 1. Leviathan's looking like he could take this game, but Syrup bringing us right back down to earth.
Yeah, those anvils have been causing a lot of problems for Leviathan, despite him actually surviving the hit and the shield stun, gets that boost kick off of the first one, does die on the second one on an untackable, so we're back to even. Now Leviathan trying to find an opening once again with the forward airs.
Yeah, trying to find an opening with the forward airs, but getting stuffed by an up tilt to beat out the forward air. Huge there from Syrup, who is, again, staying in this game. All these games have been so close, even though, like, another one? Oh, not the percent.
Yeah, if you did boost kick, you would have scaled it, and you probably wouldn't have gotten the kill, and that's not where you want to be, because you want to keep putting on that pressure when you have Syrup at the ledge.
Oh my god. And we're seeing, I've never seen this from Syrup. Just so panicky on the ledge. Like, Leviathan forcing out so many bad options, forcing another edge guard, and then winning in those situations. Like, Syrup is one of the best players in the world. He is like, what, top 30 or something? And Leviathan is making him look like he is just another Steve from New England.
It's like Leviathan is constantly putting down the mental game. Do not go to the ledge. I've done so many down smash paralyzers that you do not want to take the risk and get boost kicked but that actually gives Leviathan a great chance to hit you off the ledge and then go for that Plasma Whip later.
Yes, and another up there. Is this going to be it for Leviathan? I was thinking of Smash 4 ladders. Speaking too soon. Syrup is definitely not out of this. Has to find the stock soon, though, or else Leviathan might be able to chip away at this victory.
78% is great. Right now, Syrup has no ability to get a gold or a diamond across stage. Not going to do it just yet. Still going to be living. Gold is now on deck. You can save that for later, but you kind of need to use it at some point.
Yeah, and what is the option to get the KO for Leviathan on this last stock? 113%. So many stocks taken from the ledge situation, but Syrup finds a way to get center stage. Oh, the down B is so scary there. Oh my god, there's so much going on right now.
Yeah, Leviathan's just trying to find that one kill move. I mean, you can basically spam it as if you were Cloud back air. Plasma Whip up smash! And that is going to do it, a 3-1 comeback.
That is such a fantastic way to end the set. Just trying to bait out some options, getting the parry, the up smash out of shield to end the game was a fantastic finisher from Leviathan, who wins over Syrup, the second seed of this tournament.